Hey everyone, that is me back at what I refer to as full weight. I was around 335 pounds at that point, and I just wanted to make a couple videos, or a quick video making a couple of quick points. The difference to be, that's about 3.5, 4 years ago. That picture was probably taken about 5 years ago. And the difference walking around, interacting with people, particularly with strangers, it's almost impossible to overstate between being that fella and being me now. And that fella is me, but what I wanted to say about it was that you get so used to who you are. I mean, I grew up and spent virtually most of my adult life in something close to that kind of shape, and I really feel like it affected the way that I interacted with people, because if you watch the media, the message is not lost on obese people like me that those characters are the slow-witted ones or the evil ones, or at the very least they're expected to have a great sense of humor about themselves, and so you develop that kind of way of interacting with people to sort of put them at their ease. I'm sure everything has the, you know, any way that you are, you know, carries with it its assumptions that other people will make. But the thing I wanted to say about it was, now, 3.5 years later, and I've been around this weight for, it's coming up on close to 2 years now, I still very much, in my mind's eye, identify as that fella. And it changes I just feel like it's forever made me interact with people in a certain way, but I do feel that I notice they interact differently with me. The interactions I have with people, it feels far less guarded, far more positive, and far more natural than what I was getting out of people, particularly at my heaviest weights. And I think that's to be expected. I don't think that people are awful or something for that. But the way that it then in turn affects the individual, it has a huge effect. Now when I'm out with friends, somebody takes a picture on an iPhone or something and then happens to show it to me, then in the moment, I don't realize it's me right away. It's taken forever to get used to that. The other thing I wanted to mention, is completely different, was just something about eating and about how people can change. About a year and a half ago, when I started occasionally letting myself go out and deliberately have like a large meal that I knew I would enjoy. I'm a bit of a binge eater, and I would stuff myself. And the last 6 months or so, something has begun to happen where I don't enjoy that anymore. And I'm beginning to see food very differently. It's taking me years, but in little drip, 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 I think what's happened is all my life I was kind of using food to get in a better mood, and that doesn't really work anymore, which means two things. Number one, hooray! I'm no longer abusing it as a mood altering device, maybe. And two, oh no, how do I get myself into a better mood reliably? It means I have to cultivate other ways, and that's part of the ways that I guess we can screw ourselves up if we're not careful. And I don't think it's unique to overeaters. I think people who drink for the wrong reasons and stuff like that come up to the same problem. Like, how am I going to replace this thing that was doing some heavy lifting for me in my life? And so I guess that's the next step in this process. If I'm going to keep moving forward into what it's like to have hunger and satiety impulses that are more like a normal person's, and they do seem to be somewhat normalizing. My responses to food and so forth are normalizing. I need other ways to cheer myself up, and I guess exercise has been a huge, great one, and maybe meditation and some things like that. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that after all these years, after years, my responses to things are starting to change, and it really surprises me how hungry I get and how little food it takes to make me feel full, and how long it's taken, but finally the connection is starting to come when I'm full. That means maybe I ought not to eat anymore. It's taking me years to get hip to this, but forcing myself to do it is finally, I think, having some dividends in terms of it's really the first time in my adult life that I've begun to experience waking up hungry, really hungry, and then having 500 calories to eat of good, wholesome food, a balance of things, and then boom, not really hungry anymore. Time to get on with things. It's taken years, and as far as I know, the literature says that that isn't supposed to really correct, but every case is a little different, and those are the things I wanted to talk about today. They are what they are. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm going to leave it at that for now.